In the Chaco region of Colombia, 22 schoolgirls suffered mass demonic possession. This video footage shows the girls screaming, foaming at the mouth, and writhing on the floor. The schoolgirls, aged between 12 and 15, suffered mass demonic possession after playing a game of Charlie Charlie. Witnesses report that the children were screaming, writhing, and hallucinating. And some were even foaming at the mouth. One victim claimed she could see a man dressed in black while possessed, and locals are praying against witchcraft as authorities warn against playing this type of game. This traumatic incident happened on Saturday in the Chaco region of Colombia, which borders with Panama. The children were rushed from their school to a medical center in Navata, all suffering with the same symptoms. Chaotic scenes can be seen on video footage taken at the hospital, which shows children being held down while fitting on the floor. Local news Caracol reports the incident occurred during the school day, when girls from different classrooms began acting strangely, as well as suffering seizures and fainting. It was reported that they were playing a game of Charlie Charlie, a simplified version of Magic 8 Ball where teenagers use balanced pencils to produce answers to questions they ask. At first, just 4 teenagers were taken to the health center by their teachers, but minutes later, other groups followed, putting stress on the emergency department's resources. Parents told the media that all girls were screaming and writhing. After conducting several medical tests to rule out disease, intoxication, or use of hallucinogenic substances, experts failed to uncover any consistent health problems whatsoever. And the girls' vital signs returned to normal. One of the girls is said to have explained what she saw while she was possessed. She said, "There was a man dressed in black, and he said that a child had the sheet with red letters, and if he burned the sheet, we kill them all." Local Mayor Dler Camacho asked villagers to remain calm, and not to allow this case to develop into collective hysteria. Authorities have been visiting every child affected, along with spiritual advisors. Local pastor Cesar Perea meanwhile prayed against witchcraft. According to RCN, something similar happened last year when 7 girls from this region had to be treated for odd behavior, after playing the game Charlie Charlie, and officials warned against this. One affected child said afterwards, "You can end up dead playing these games, because it's the work of the devil."
Claudia Patricia Asprilla, madre de una de las adolescentes, quienes al parecer estarían poseídas, dice sentirse impotente porque ya son 4 los ataques que su hija ha presentado después de ese día. Según el inspector de familia de Novita, la práctica de juegos inapropiados pueden causar estos hechos.
El año pasado tuvimos una situación similar porque las niñas al parecer en la institución educativa jugaron o practicaron lo que en su momento se denominó el Charlie Charlie. En ese caso, en ese momento se presentaron 7 casos aproximadamente de manera aislada, pero desde esa época no se nos había presentado tan masivamente como se presentó en esta ocasión.
Una de las niñas afectadas reconoció el peligro de estos juegos y envió un mensaje.
Se pueden salir muriendo por esos juegos porque saben que es cosa del diablo y con cosa del diablo.
Con ayuda psicosocial y espiritual, las autoridades de Novita visitan cada casa de las jóvenes afectadas.
Okay, the reason why I showed you guys this is because this is what America is about to suffer, if not already. I don't know if that's why the spirit of war and persecution is upon mankind right now, and a lot of people are just spazzing out there in the streets, but that name has been repeated all across the world since he died. All right, since Charlie Kirk, and Kirk means church, so Charlie's church, They didn't let Charlie Charlie into the church. All right? That's what they did. Through the White House, to the church, to the schools, all the universities. Yeah, you guys are now under possession. All right? I'll show you. Watch this. This is how you know. My bad. Listen. What do you notice? All right, what do you notice? You notice two things. You notice they're repeating Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. And you notice what? What else did you need to play the game? What else did you need to play the game? You see the cross, red cross, waving in the wind with the Spirit? Red cross, waving in the wind with the Spirit. You even see the dragon in the background. King Charles type shit. Alright, you guys, like I said, there's sacrifices made in order for chants to be initiated. Alright? So people are chanting this name, and they don't know that they have accepted the rules of the game. All right? And because they're holding up the cross that spins in the wind. They're yelling the name. They got the dragon in the background. See those children that were down there in like Colombia and stuff like that in South America? That game hit all the way up into America, but the difference is in South America you're on top of the dragon. In America you're on top of the behemoth. That's a difference, big difference. All right, so South America, you're on top of this guy right here. You're on top of him, Satan, Leviathan. All right? And this is his left arm and the spirit of his long arm. You guys are on top of this, chanting out that name. That game is supposedly came from that direction. And then it worked its way up. People started flooding up and running away because it started getting bad. They went from the schools. All those children, that was 9 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 12 years ago. And they're still playing it today up here in America right now. I just saw the videos and I was looking it up. It said like 2 weeks ago people were playing the game here in America. So this is becoming a possession, all right, on all fronts. At home, at school, at church, in government. So the children have nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. In the hospitals, they have nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. You guys have surrounded yourself with evil spirits. America, this is a warning. The 4 horsemen have come. The dragon's tail is wiping out a third of the stars out of the sky. That means civil war. All right, that means secession. All right, so that's what's about to happen from this spirit right here, because the whole world is invested in it. Just like they haven't chanted names like this since Obama and COVID. All right, now, and Trump. Now you hear it, Charlie, boy, you're in trouble. Obama, Trump, Zelensky, Biden, Charlie. These are 4 horsemen and the dragon. You got Obama is Zeus, Biden is Hades, Trump is death, Zelensky is Poseidon. Gates and Obama and Trump, they're all dragon brothers. This is the dragon, the work of the dragon, the heads of the dragon, the kings, the horns. All right? So, you guys got to realize that this shit is real. And you guys, look, when I said you got the white horsemen, that's the church. All right? Went out conquering. All right? But now the dragon, the church represented the United States with the stars and all that stuff too. But now you have the stars being wiped out by a civil war, by the tail of the dragon, Charlie. All right, the charred tail of the dragon. This is something else that's about to hit you guys. All right, because we know those tall folks are seed of the Nephilim. All right, this is the descendants of the Nephilim. All right, so check this out, man. You guys got to realize that this is no average little thing you're dealing with. The consequences will be spiritually demonic. Okay? That's why war and everything is popping off. That's why you talking about the stars falling out of the sky with Oumuamua, Atlas 3I, and 7 comets coming in, and all types of weird stuff, anomalies popping up, rockets going up. You know, you got ships lining up. You got sacrifices of people being genocided out there by demonic spirits. All right? Like, this is like Vietnam type demonic spirits. Like, you know what I mean? Like, possessing it only goes after the good people, because the bad people are what's used to attack the good people. You can't attack the good people until the good people fall for it and let it in. It's like inviting a vampire into the house unknowingly. Well, that's what you've done. You've invited a vampire into the house. The Dark Man, Charlie, all right, Dracula, all right. So the son of the dragon, all right, the red dragon, all right. He's taken over the church, all right. He's possessed the church. He's possessed the all the way to Italy. From he's possessed this game of Charlie Charlie, and has possessed the world, the modern Western world. Okay, so you're fighting war on so many fronts right now. It's ridiculous. I think that's probably why they got the generals coming home. They don't want to cause alarm, but this is not being told to anybody. Nobody's making the connection. Nobody. No one is making the connection that you have. Look, I'm a Pathfinder, and as soon as I heard him die, or they claimed that he died, allegedly, as soon as they said that, then they started chanting his name all over the world. When they did that, that's when the game started. Charlie Charlie started possessing everything. Everything. All right? And all the children, all the schools, you sent your children to the fire. Sacrifice your children to the fire. That's what that is. That's what Charlie is. It's fire. In Hebrew, this is the fire. To be angry. Everybody's angry. MAGA, the whole church of MAGA is truly turned angry. All right, they're ready. They're fed up. What do they call it? Fatigue. MAGA's fatigue. You know what I mean? So, like, the church is angry. The schools are angry. The government's angry. They're burning. They're kindled. They're charred. They're blowing fiercely. They're glowing. They're possessed. This is the Charlie Charlie game. All right? to burn up, to melt, a melting pot. They're running hot. All right. So Isaiah 24:6 expands the metaphor from personal experience to global catastrophe. Therefore, a curse has consumed the earth. The earth's dwellers are burned up. A few men are left. Charlie depicts eschatological judgment, showing that rebellion produces a scorched earth. Okay? Jeremiah 6:29 represents the refining furnace. The bellows blow fiercely, but the refining is in vain, for the wicked are not removed. The fire's purpose is purification, yet hardened hearts resist. Ezekiel 15:4-5 compares Judah to a vine branch charred by fire, now unless useless even for crafting. The nation's unfaithfulness leads to irresistible loss, the heat of judgment leaving only ashes. Ezekiel 24:10-11 portrays Jerusalem as a rust-covered pot set on intense flames until its impurity is burned away. Charlie here frames God's severe mercy that heat destroys dross, aims to restore holiness amongst his people. Okay? So the thing is, people are about to get scorched, all right, by an invisible fire, like Hades, like a paranormal possession, all right? So you gotta realize, heat as a picture of unchecked sin. Proverbs 26:21 warns that strife like coals easily spreads. Congregations must quench quarrels quickly, lest relationships be scorched. Personal anger, when fanned, can become a consuming blaze. James 3:5-6 echoes this motif. The prophets employ Charlie to announce coming judgment, yet within the same imagery lies hope. Heat that melts also refines. Malachi 3:2 and 3 builds on this principle, anticipating a refiner's fire that purges the sons of Leviathan, so they may present offerings in righteousness. New Testament writers draw the line for it. The tested genius of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes through refined by fire. 1 Peter 1:7. So this is what I say you guys are saying, Charlie. All right? This is Charlie Charlie. Yeah, they're saying that. The Charlie. They're doing that. All right? And they're saying it for a reaction that's no good at the end of the day, because they're chanting it. They're saying, "Oh, don't let his memory die. Say his name, chant it." They're chanting it at all the campuses. They're chanting it on TV. They're chanting it on the airwaves. They're chanting it in the schools. They're chanting it in the churches. They're chanting it in the streets. They're chanting it in other countries. They're chanting it in the hospitals. Look, fam, this is the places that the possession is now taken over. And now you guys we are in trouble. That because I care about you guys, like, and you guys are gonna walk blindly into this, all right? Because you've been sucking on the tits of sin for so long, you didn't know when to jump off, all right? Like, you've seen this before, but you didn't think that it would happen to you, and you didn't know how it would happen. You didn't think it could happen. You didn't think you could be tricked into it happening, but lo and behold, here we are. You're up against Legion, and you have let it out on you. This is demonic, mass demonic possession. The highest order of the Church of Satan, MAGA. They have literally taken over MAGA. All right? Where you thought you was good and safe, oh, MAGA. Nope. It was always rooted in this satanic, demonic possession. And they were just waiting for a door. And that door took somebody's sacrifice. And that sacrifice made y'all say that name. And when y'all said that name, that door was open. And when that door was open, they came through and possessed everything. So you guys are in trouble right now. All of the news, all the artificial intelligence is in on it. The noose is death. The anchorman is hoisting it up. The burning topics, there you are. You have it. The words that everybody is repeating day in and day out, weeks in and weeks out. This is a ritual, and you guys have initiated a serious dark demonic spirit upon yourselves, all right, as a nation, as many nations. Look at that. The demonic anger of hooligan. It's subtle. The alcohol is involved. The drugs are involved. Everybody's got an excuse. This was the door. This was the door to bring them all together. And now you have it. You have a literal demonic possession that is engulfed the Western world like a fire, an all-consuming fire. And it starts with the children. All right? Like, first, I'm telling you, bro, it's the spirit of anger. The witches and Jezebel and all that stuff, this is that. This is what they have released on you guys. All right? This is what they have released on you. All right? They get you to say these names and chant them, and then it's like saying when Obama said yes we can, and everybody started saying that shit all around the world. You were thanking Satan. These are the doorways, these are the gates that they needed in order to come through. You rose their spirit like a spirit bomb, and now it has exploded into a portal that unleashes hell. Hell is invisible. You'll just notice the people around you being affected like puppets. Like those children squirming on the floor. Those 22 children in those schools. That was just one school. There were plenty of schools that this was happening to. The children were going down. And like I said, those children 10 years ago are now the adults that flooded through the border that you're up here arresting and over here doing experiments on and injecting and further unleashing the dormant spirit. All right? This is, and then you guys are mating with them, bringing them up here to mate with them and create new babies. And now that's going to be possessed by the spirit, like this evil spirit. You're naming your children after this. A whole lot of shit is going to happen. All right? A whole lot of shit. People name their children after the king. His name's Charlie. People are going to name their children after Charlie because he died. All right? And then everybody's researching what happened to Charlie. Everything dealing with Charlie is some leads up to this. Like it was all planned out. But I'm telling you, this is what it was. This is the only thing that I can see that literally had both tongues. It had Latin and English in total accord, because I watched them arrest those people down south during the pandemic as they were coming through the border. All right, they were putting out the videos, and those people were coming through possessed. And they talked to one of them, and they said, "Hey, we're waiting for a doorway to open, and that door has been opened. You guys have let us in. So, and the whole world is in on it, and you guys are screwed. It's too late. We're deep rooted in." They're just waiting for the signal. Well, this is that signal. That when they start chanting this right here, yeah, you're done. You're done. And it's no wonder his last name is Kirk. Kirk means church. Church means a body. And you guys are giving that demon a body. Mass. In mass. You guys, it's going to be hard for you to get that demon out. It's going to be hard. You might as well call it a raps. Because when a demon like this possesses so many people, what's up, fam? When a demon like this possesses so many people, the Most High gonna come in like Sodom and Gomorrah. He gonna lay flames down on this bad boy. And like I said, there's no wonder you look up and you see the Schumann resonance going crazy after this stuff happened. The portal is open. All right? You guys are giving the black sun way too much energy. All right? It's pulling in critical mass. And there's a point of no return. You guys, you're so far in it. And like I said, you don't keep up with the truth. This algorithm is not truthful. All right? It cannot stand alone, so it'll bite off the truth, but it'll hide it and act like it's the truth. And you fall for that because you're not going to go looking. You're going to settle for whatever they string up on the noose. Hang it up and burn it up. Let you pick one of the hot topics and go home and devour that. And now you have had communion with death, the noose, the fake noose. Because there's a lot of fake shit going on. Also, fake noose means fake death. A noose represents death. So a fake noose means fake death. All right. Now that you got that out the way, want to spread it on and apply it. All right. It's useful. So what is fake noose and what's not? Some of this shit you can't trust. It's only a ritual. It's optics. It has to be played out in front of you. A Hollywood sacrifice or a real sacrifice, you can't tell. Who knows? It could be a damn snuff film. Who knows? You know, nothing's random. If somebody does die, it was planned. Sacrifice. They get the right people. They always get their man. And then, you know, the devil always gets away. You can't tell. They'll always give you some funny business when it's come to investigating whether the devil died or not. No, he ain't dead. He's back. He was back at it before you was questioning it. All right? So you guys are in trouble here. Here in America, you guys are chanting this name. Over in Canada, you guys are chanting this name. Over in Mexico and South America and Britain and UK and that wherever y'all chanting this name at, you guys are in trouble. I'm telling you, you better beg for Yeshaya. You better shuva. You better turn back. You better turn back, guys. Turn back to Yah. And you better ask for forgiveness. Because this shit right here, this shit attacks children out in broad daylight. Broad daylight. There ain't no mystery. There ain't no taboo about it. This shit is real. Like I said, they're out there practicing this, playing these games, and you have accepted the open invitation. All right? The devil's tail has wiped a third of the stars out of the sky because of this. This was their way. All right? Because turning point, that's the devil's tail. The part that turns and points. His tail has a pointy end on it. Yep. And them stars are getting wiped the hell out. A third of the stars. And that's a C for secede. All right? So you guys prepare. You've been talking Civil War. Yeah, you're getting it. You're getting it. Because this is dark forces and high places and principalities that is leading you. All right? You guys are going to start seeing a lot of demonic shit in the night, in the day. A lot of your people are going to be acting possessed because of this name you guys have been chanting. All right? This is going to take out a third. All right? A third. So I'm wondering, is that logo a C because that's his name, Charlie? Charlie's tail wipes out a third of the stars in the sky. I'm telling you, this is it. This is what's up. And the woman riding the dragon, all this stuff, they've been investigating her with all the children's blood over in all these Romanian shit. All right. So, like, yeah. And we already know about the saints in the book of Revelations and all this stuff, how Babylon go. All right. So, yeah, man, you guys have really got to learn to put some discernment on what people are trying to get you to chant. And who you allow around you that has been chanting this. Oh, we can talk. No, you can't. You're going to end up chopped up, screwed. R.I.P. to DJ Screw, Robert Davies. But yeah, they're going to chop and screw you something vicious, like a snake. That vicious snake. That's what they're going to do you. That's what they're going to do you. From the hospital to the dorms, to the schools, public schools, elementaries, everywhere. This is a demon, and it's gonna attack you like the pandemic. This is about to go down. When they may even announce a pandemic, because people are probably gonna be dropping. Just like you saw when they were doing the spin outs and drops, died suddenly on the pitch, falling out on stage, looking all possessed and shit. Yeah, that's what's happening. It's what's happening. This is about to happen right now, because you guys are calling on this shit. You're calling it on you. I'm telling you, go investigate those children that are getting possessed by this game, this challenge. Even the word challenge goes with Challenger, how it burned up. Challenging the heights. All right? So challenging heaven, if you want to call it that. But challenge is Charlie also. All right? You're burning up. You're angered. All right? You're coming against. All right? Fire, judgment. All right? Competition. And this is a spirit of rebellion. All right? That is. We already called it out. This is Jezebel, rebellion, Charlie. All right? So you guys are getting possessed by some dark forces. So when your children start saying they see a dark man around you, you better freaking pay attention and know where it came from. And you better start praying for forgiveness. Shaya, Yashaya, Hayashar Haya. You know what I mean? Kadosh, Kadash, Kadesh. That's the truth. Right off top, Shuva. You need to turn, return. Shub. Yashub. Return to Yah. You know what I mean? Yashub, Yashaya. Return to Yashaya. The salvation of Yah. You know what I mean? That's the blood. That's the blood. The saves. The salvation. That's his name. It's written in our blood, our DNA. All you got to do is activate that, and his blood will cover you. All right. So, and you're following by the word. The word is the portal. It comes out of your mouth, and then it consumes you into its mouth. All right. And then it seeps through your ears as you walk within. All right. And you walk with. All right. So, on that note, you become the double-edged sword that comes out of the mouth of the word. All right. So you got to speak faith into existence upon yourself. Yeah. If you can call all these demonic spirits and demons down on yourself, you better recognize that it's possible for the other way to be blessed, to be Ashar Yeshavrun, upright. At least strive for that and ask for the way. All right. Ask for the Dabar. Or the Derek, my bad. The Derek is the Dabar. The Dabar is the word, the speech. The Derek is the way. All right. So I'm just saying, man. You guys got to get back to Yashaya. You guys need to ask for forgiveness. Like I'll pray for you guys, man. I'm gonna let you guys know that I'm pray for you, pray for y'all. But you gotta walk with it halfway. Like, it's two cannot go down the same road lest they be in accord. And right now, you guys are straight up tethered like Donnie Darko over there. All right. So you need to get it together. Get it together. All the signs and symbols are pointing towards this phenomenon, this challenge. You guys accepted the challenge when you started. That's why I said let the dead bury the dead, because you're gonna end up. It's going to end up sucking you in, saying, oh, well, we're going to do it to honor him. And you're going to get shit, man. You're going to get screwed up. You're going to get possessed. That's how it works. It's how it works. It's guilt. It's what they call it? Guilt tripping. They guilt trip you into being possessed, being angry. The spirit of rebellion, Jezebel. And then that gives the serpent more ability to tighten the coils and crush you as a rebellion. And then there'll be no answers. There'll be further confusion, because there'll be no one left to speak because of the censorship, the harsh, crushing vice grip of the censorship. Like I said, like, it constricts. You know what I mean? And when it cuts you off, it's compartmentalizing you so that you can't cry out for help and cry wolf, so that the next line can get snuck up on. All right? And that's what this is. They've snuck in a ritual. All right? It's either a mock sacrifice or a real sacrifice. They didn't have to do a real sacrifice. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It could be allegedly real. All right, it could be allegedly real, aligned up with reality, but it's not. All right, because there's a lot that points towards it's not real, and in that way, their hands are clean, but they still got you to possess yourself, because that was the whole game. That was the desired effect, to get. How can we get you all to accept the Charlie Charlie challenge? And there you have it. Boom, they got you. Turning Point USA, they got you. Wiping a third of the stars out of the sky, they got you. A secession, they got you ready. They got you primed. They got the whole United States, UK, and all that shit primed. Primed for war and rebellion because of the Charlie Charlie challenge. 100%. You guys are possessed. You guys are 100% possessed. You should have did more research before you started chanting. Man, they said test all spirits. That's one thing you guys fail to do. You guys accept death wherever they say it is. So you just like I said, you don't have any. You eat it up. You take the hot topic and you eat it up and spread it on in communion every day. 6 o'clock news, 12 o'clock news, communion, eating lunch and dinner, breakfast over that shit, and you're eating death 3 times a day. Your pyramid is filled up with your death nutritional value. Your deathly nutritional value is being served every day, like McDonald's. All right, they're just farming death and feed it to your ass. It could be fake. It could be fake GMO death, 100%, straight up fake news, right there, allegations, right there, and you'll still eat it up. Straight up eating it up. Yep, eating up the swamp. There you go. There you go. And like I said, the only place you see another logo like this Charlie right here, this turning point C right there, that devil tail wiping out a third of the stars in the sky, because that's what that is. Those are stars underneath that tail. All right, wiping out a third of the stars under the sky. All right, so on the real, yeah, you're in trouble, guys. So yeah, the only other place you see that is the WEF, World Economic Forum. That's the 666 inside of their logo, because this goes, the tail goes through 3 O's to make a 666. Plus the WEC and F created 666 before the 3 O's anyway. So now you got 3 6s in lined up 3 times. Because of the symbology of the C makes it another 3. So yeah, on the World Economic Forum logo, WEF. Right there, right in your face. That's 666 right there. All right. So yeah, Charlie this is for real. You guys have called it down upon yourself. All right, guys. All the way down to the common man. This is mass possession, and this gives them the ability to label you and to go after you and call you crazy because you have swallowed the pill. This is the pill. You have swallowed the pill. All right. You have swallowed the deception. All right. You have marked yourself for the beast by accepting that Charlie Charlie challenge, all right, and waving your flags, and that's your red crosses out there, all right. That's your little pencils and all that stuff, waving in the wind, all right, with your little cross, with your Charlie Charlie challenge, and all of your. It happened on a university. His biggest audience was a university. All these local universities and international universities, they wanted to take it global, and they're gonna do that in his name, in that name. So when they chant that name, yep, you're gonna get possessed by the Charlie challenge, 100%. You guys are gonna be fainting, passing out like Michael Jackson in his when he was a little child out there having all the people go crazy, and it was just, they would have to have the damn riot patrol out there. Yeah, you guys you're gonna be wondering why your people are gonna be going hysterical, and you're gonna have active deniability. They're just gonna say, "Oh, you guys are like that. You guys have been like that." No, we haven't. You've tricked us into calling this down upon our nations, and that's problem, reaction, solution. That gives them the upper hand every time. Planned. That's a part of the playbook. That's 2 wings of the same bird, all right? No matter what side you go for, Charlie or Charlie, you accepted the challenge, all right? So this is what's up, America. Woe to the inhabitants of Earth, all right? This is for real. This is that sign. This is that sign that they were waiting on, the demons. This is what they're waiting on. And it's even more because so many people have been infected when there's infections and stuff like that amongst the nations, and disease and plagues, it's even easier for these demons to take foothold, legion, to possess these people, the dark forces that the laws cannot contain. Yeah, you're gonna be well outmatched in this fight. You're gonna need spiritual protection, 100%. All right, guys, 100%. You're gonna need spiritual protection. All right, guys. All right, y'all have a blessed one, man. Because this is live already. This has been live. You guys need to prepare yourselves. Pray for your children, because you're sending them out into the fire pit every day, because this is being chanted out there, and that spirit has taken a foothold on all these nations. That spirit of rebellion. This is the lion on the prowl looking for any man to devour. You have created a coalition against yourselves.